Hello, I'm Neil Peterson, and I want to talk about some of the quandaries we are dealing with right now regarding do we open the economy or do we not open the economy? And I have to put into context that I am not in my home environment. I am actually stuck in South Africa. I'm having to rent a place, and my regular home is the Dominican Republic or on board our vessel, which is in Colombia, but I also do reside part of the time in the United States. So in trying to make a decision of where I should be versus where I am, is all bearing upon this broad concept, this broad conversation of do we open the economy, do we not? Do people move or do people not? So in South Africa, we have gone through now 7 weeks of lockdown. And the numbers of tests that are being done in South Africa is way lower than what the country really wants to do. So we don't have a full grasp on exactly how many people are COVID-19 victims, while our death toll is a relatively low number of under 350 deaths in South Africa versus other countries that are in the tens of thousands of deaths for a similar size of population. Dominican Republic for a period was a relatively safer place, but now they are doing more testing and hence they are seeing more COVID-19 cases, more deaths, and Colombia is on the top of the list of these three particular countries, and then skyrocketing up there is the United States with its vast numbers. Now, all four countries have really worked from two approaches. Colombia, Dominican Republic, and South Africa took total lockdown stances, where the United States had a very haphazard of there was a slow response, there were big political decisions that were partisan decisions over who lockdowns when. Is it a true lockdown? Is it just a stay at home? Do you wear a mask? Do you not wear a mask? It was very chaotic in the decision making and the challenges of no centralized leadership that has taken place. Now, as we look at do we open the economies or do we not open the economies, it is going to be very, very specific to areas. In South Africa, as I am spending my time here right now, they have two very different economic structures. There are the people who are living in the townships who are in very close confines to each other, where there's not even running water in many of these townships, where there's no possibilities of social distancing, and where poverty is very, very high. We don't know how much COVID-19 exists in those townships. Again, no testing, and we hear rumors, and I emphasize again rumors, that has been business as usual in these townships, where in the suburban areas away from the townships, there seems to be more adherence to the lockdown process, to social distancing, and to upholding the rule of the country. But the other big challenge in South Africa is because of the economic divide between so many people in poverty who are financially struggling before COVID-19 hit, and now not able to earn a living, and are eager to get back out there to bring in income because there is no resources from the government. The President Cyril Ramaphosa has applied for over $4 billion in IMF funding to help address the economic issues in South Africa. And there is this, we want to get back to work, but we want to be safe. We need to have the resources of income, but we don't want to die. And that is a conversation that is taking place in these three countries of Colombia, Dominican Republic, and South Africa on an individual basis that I'm very much paying attention to. Where in the United States, it seems to have been business as usual. Yes, there are fewer flights, but those flights apparently have been quite full, with no social distancing possible. Even there are rumors that flight attendants are being told they cannot enforce you must wear a mask, when the leadership of a country visits various plants and does not wear a face mask and does not see it as a priority. It sends down a message, and a message that is really, your actions speak volumes. So we are caught in the situation of certain counties and certain states are insisting on going forward with opening up the economy and getting things back to normal. But what is going to be normal? How do we balance the priorities of human life over the aspect of economics. Now, if we take the approach of keeping an economy closed, we do unfortunately cannot keep it closed indefinitely. At some point we have to deal with the economic outcomes of this, and part of that economic outcome is going to be not just job losses, and we are now at 33 million job losses in the United States. We don't know what the numbers in South Africa are, but again, in all these countries it's going to be very, very high numbers, higher percentage than in developed countries. So if we keep the economy closed and we're able to get a handle on COVID-19, what is going to be the economic price we're going to pay on the back end? How many people will survive financially to be able to rebuild our society? Now, if we take the other approach and we open up the economy and we allow people to go to work and people become infected and people start to die, we may have to come right back to the aspect of locking down an economy, and again a higher death toll in the process and a growing death toll. So these are difficult decisions that have to be built upon the knowledge of science, the knowledge of medicine. We need the experts. We do not need partisan game playing to take place. We truly need real leadership. And in this process of trying to understand these things, we're also going to need a level of flexibility. As we know how things are evolving, we are going to have to adapt accordingly. So if we take the approach of when the economy starts to open, but we see a spike that takes place in infection rate and death toll, we have to be prepared to very radically, rapidly shut things down. If we choose to stay closed and we start to see bigger and bigger implications of poverty, we have to find a mechanism of injecting funding to be able to obtain food, to be able to pay for rents and mortgages. So this is a very delicate balancing act that we can't afford to get wrong. Because if society gets it wrong, the only price we're going to pay is in the loss of human life. What is human life today really worth? A very subjective. I don't think I can prioritize my life over yours. We are in this together. We are fighting a global pandemic, not turf wars. Let's be rational in how we try to find solutions, bring nations and our planet together, and not just address the aspect of COVID-19 right now, but how we're going to address the aspect of climate change in the long term. I'm Neil Peterson. Stay safe out there and keep an open mind to what we will need to do.